Let's take a gander down memory lane and see all of the memories we've found in order, just so we can get a good view of exactly what all transpired.
It is good to see you, Princess Zelda of Hyrule, and Link, Keeper of the Master Sword. Your blade has been fully restored. Go on then, Link. Draw it once more.
Great Deku Tree! Thank you so much.
Ha ha ha. There is no need for thanks. I merely watched over its renewal.
It is amazing that a sword can heal itself, no matter how badly damaged it becomes.
It can do more than heal. The sword will continue to gain strength if bathed in sacred power. The stronger that power, the more powerful the sword becomes. The potential of this fabled blade may well be limitless, truly the work of a goddess.
A sword that grows ever stronger. The Master Sword.
So I don't remember when the Master Sword was hurt. This is prior to us, getting it destroyed by Ganondorf. Did it get hurt in our original battle with Calamity Ganon? I don't remember. But for whatever reason, as things start out, the Master Sword was damaged, and so we had it healing at the Deku Tree. And that's where we're hinted at that if it's bathed in sacred power and strong sacred power for long enough, it'll become nearly limitless in power, which leads to, obviously, events that happen later in these memories. And this, I think, is where the game started. The Awakening.
What is that?
Was that the sword that seals the darkness? The blade that shatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me. Zelda. You who carries that fragile sword. A Link. Rauru placed his faith in you. And that was all you could do.
How do you know our names?
Huh. That was a good one to rewatch. So I had been contemplating in my mind that possibly Zelda going back in time had created sort of an alternate timeline. That's where all of the shrines and, you know, historical writings for Link have been written down, etc. That it was because she'd gone back in time. But because Ganondorf already knows Link and Zelda's names and is aware of us, and says Rauru was aware of us, clearly it is still the same timeline. So it's a bit weird where it's like Zelda goes back in time to tell them about the danger, to get everyone prepared, create the sages, etc. So we're ready for this final showdown in our time where all the sages of our timeline are here to help us take out Ganondorf. But Ganondorf was already aware of this future plan by the time he got sealed away. But obviously we lost to him at the start of the game, but then we've healed up, we've gotten our allies, we've gotten the Master Sword fixed up and theoretically supercharged, so now we are ready to take him on again, thus fulfilling the hopes that Rauru was placing, and we were still supposed to lose that original fight. Time is weird. Time travel makes games weird. But okay, it's not a separate timeline. Cool.
What? Oh, dear. Where am I?
We didn't mean to startle you. I'm sorry. It's okay. My name is Sonia.
And could we ask what your name is?
I am the daughter of King Rome of Hyrule, Zelda.
What an unexpected answer. We are the king and queen who founded Hyrule, after all. Or at least we were the last time I checked.
You two founded Hyrule? And you're the king?
My name is Rauru. King Rauru of Hyrule.
King Rauru? And Queen Sonia? But that must mean...
Means you are very far in the past. Nothing particularly new there that I didn't recall. One other thing that I think for whatever reason, I assumed Zelda had Sonia's sacred stone because they're both, you know, focused on time. Obviously, Sonia wasn't the Sage of Time, or at least we never heard her referred to that. But no, Ganondorf's is Sonia's sacred stone, or secret stone, whatever they call it. She has Rauru's. When it fell off of his hand that was holding down Ganondorf. Not that that's terribly important, but it was a detail I'd forgotten about.
As I thought. This is not the world I know. A time so far back in the past, it's become legend. So it's true. This is really the era of Hyrule's founding?
Your presence here is just as strange to us, Zelda. But if you, like Sonia, have a secret stone, and are able to manipulate time, then your story makes sense.
Oh? I believed her right away. You needed the secret stone as proof, Rauru? I can feel your light power within her, as well as my time power. Additionally, I sense that we share a blood connection.
I see. In any case, Zelda, you had said that you needed to return to your era as soon as you possibly could.
Yes. In my time, something terrible is happening. I need to get back there. But how do I do that? I don't even know how I got here in the first place.
Now, Zelda dear. You don't need to solve your problems all at once. Why not come back with us to the castle, hmm?
No,
We'll tell everyone that you're a distant relative of ours. It is true, after all. We'll get you fresh clothes, too. I'm sure an answer will come to you. Wisdom takes time.
I don't know what to say.
I wonder. Minoru, she may have some idea of how to get you back to your era.
Minoru, you said?
Yes. She knows far more than anyone about our people. And like us, my older sister has a secret stone. We'll call on her.
Yeah, I think why I got confused about Zelda's stone is it has a very similar appearance to Sonia's stone. So the appearance must change depending on who is wielding it. And it's not based on the stone. Because Raru's is like white, and Sonia's is yellow, and Zelda's is yellow. So, I don't know. I also noticed that Sonia has the Triforce on her arm tattoos, which was interesting. Not sure what that detail necessarily means, because I don't think she's one of the, strength, courage, power. Or no, power, courage, wisdom. She might actually be wisdom for her time. Or maybe it's just a symbol. Venere's Council.
It is quite an interesting device. This is definitely not from this era. That said, I believe there may be a way to get the travel functionality working here. I'd like to tinker with it a bit. Would it be okay if I borrow it?
Yes, whatever you need. I really appreciate your help.
Then I'll hold on to it.
So you really believe my story? That I came from the future?
I never doubted you for a moment.
Minoru, do you know of a way we could help to return Zelda back to her time?
I suspect it was the power of your secret stone that allowed you to travel through time. To put it simply, secret stones amplify the power their owners possess. I am able to separate my spirit from my body. Rauru can repel or destroy evil with his power of light. And Sonia, she can control time. As for you, I can sense both light and time powers. But your secret stone seems to amplify your time power.
Time power.
Ultimately, the secret stone only amplifies your power. It doesn't suddenly grant you mastery and control. That's still up to you. That means If you don't already know how to get yourself home... There are stories about the secret stones and a forbidden act called draconification. To swallow a secret stone is to become an immortal dragon, one blessed with eternal life.
Interesting. Another way to reach the future, though not a very quick one. So you think these stories could hint at a solution to our dilemma?
Yes. But there is still more to those tales. To become an immortal dragon is to lose oneself. That is why it is forbidden. I thought maybe this could lead to a solution, some way to transcend time. But if you have to sacrifice your heart and mind, sacrifice what makes you you. I'm sorry. I wish I could help more.
Back where we started. There's still hope. I think the answer to this problem lies in study and learning more about the nature of your power. I'm sure Sonia would be happy to help you.
Okay.
So obviously that message about draconification is important for the eventual decision Zelda makes. But it's weird to consider that that was mentioned first time Mineru meets Zelda. It's just like, yeah, you need to learn more about your secret stone. Or, you know, you can turn yourself into a dragon and just wait. But don't do it, it's forbidden. Like, it's a weird thing to just point out mid-conversation the first time you meet someone. Yeah. Would have fit in better if that had been after they knew each other for a while. Seems odd right there. Anyway, Gerudo Assault.
Hyrule will bow down before me.
Molduga are approaching our position!
It's more than we thought! It's a swarm!
There are so many of them. But why would they...
That blast wiped out all the Molduga!
How is that possible?
So brute force will not be enough. The secret stone of the Zonai. How interesting.
couple of minor things. I don't know how Zelda and Sonia were using their time powers to assist Rauru with his light attack. It's not explained. Seems strange. But also, seeing the shrines there on the cliffs, the shrines I thought were basically created to support Link in the future. At least to our understanding, that's their only purpose, is to help Link. So why did they have them back then? Or were they already starting to build them in preparation for the future? I don't know.
Allow me to offer you my deepest apologies. On behalf of the Gerudo, for taking so long to accept your repeated invitations. It is our desire to be accepted into the protective embrace of your kingdom. To serve it faithfully.
A welcome appeal, Ganondorf. I will accept your vow of fealty to the kingdom of Hyrule. I understand that a single male is born to the Gerudo every 100 years. Receiving such an appeal from you, a hero to his people and a king by birth, well, it is truly reassuring.
It is my honor. When your Zonai ancestors first descended upon these lands long, long ago, they must have seemed to be gods. And now you rule as king, and have taken a Hyrulean woman as your wife. Your Majesty has certainly risen above your admirable lineage. Most impressive. It is unfortunate that the noble Zonai no longer grace this world with their presence. All except you and your sister, that is.
Even if something were to happen to me, both my kingdom and the peace it brings, these will endure for generations to come. Your actions today are appreciated, Ganondorf. I look forward to your future endeavors. You may leave.
Your Majesty.
King Rauru, I believe that man's heart holds many dark ambitions. Just his name, even that, it gives me pause.
I am well aware of his evil nature. For that reason, and others, I want him close. It will be easier to keep an eye on him. There is nothing to worry about.
Okay.
So I didn't realize that the other non-human or non-Hylian species had sworn fealty to the kingdom. I thought they all just were their own groups that lived together in relative peace. But they actually had sworn fealty, so they were all under Rauru's, the Kingdom of Hyrule's protection and control. Interesting. Yeah. There was something else that I remember thinking about as we watched it, but it's escaped my mind. Maybe it'll come back to me. Yeah, don't know. Moving on. Zelda and Sonia.
Are you well? You seem a bit distracted.
I apologize. I keep getting lost in my thoughts, thinking about how I can return home. With your power over time, if I were able to learn that kind of control, I might be one step closer to my era.
I see. The secret is to think of it like drawing out the object's memory. You ask the object where it was, how it arrived where it is now, and then you coax it back to that original moment in time.
The object's memory.
I'm sure it will become almost like second nature, and you will be able to find your way home. But Zelda, there is more on your mind than just that.
Huh?
You, of course, do want to get back to your time. But you also desperately want to help us out in this era. Am I close to the truth?
How did you know?
I do not believe it is possible to keep anything secret from Sonia.
Oh, your concern is very sweet, Zelda. But listen, you can focus your attention on returning home. After all, you possess more than power over time. You have a sacred power that can dispel evil. Both of these powers will help you protect your own era.
Queen Sonia!
And of course, you must make it home safe to put Link's mind at ease.
Link? That is not a name I have heard.
He is a royal knight. He had been originally appointed for my protection. But later, he became a hero by saving both me and Hyrule from a great evil.
Oh, a hero is he?
He is so very dedicated, and he refuses to back down from any challenge. He is very strong. And his heart is good and true.
Ah, I can see that you have absolute faith in him. Hearing you speak so highly of Link, I find myself wanting to meet him as well.
Indeed. I would also like to meet him. He must be quite the brave, courageous knight. What a picture Zelda paints of him.
Nothing particularly new in that memory. I think I remembered all the important pieces from it. One thing I did remember, what I was wanting to say about the show of fealty, was the mention of the Zonai, and that Rauru and his sister are the only ones here. He doesn't say that the rest of the Zonai are dead or gone or whatever, just that Rauru and his sister are the only ones who have chosen to come down to Hyrule and live here. But possibly the other Zonai are all dead. I just want to know what the story there is of why the other Zonai aren't here. Why it's just the two of them. Because I don't think we ever learned that. Why the rest of the Zonai either died off or continued living in the sky and not coming down. And eventually they do all die off, from what we can tell. We've gone up to their various islands in the sky and they're all in disarray. So what the story is there? I don't know.
All right, Zelda. We are alone as you requested. What was it you wanted to discuss with me in private?
You are far too trusting.
Oh my. I'm surprised to hear you say such a thing. That is quite out of character for the Zelda I know. Then you are a puppet of Ganondorf.
Did you really think we hadn't realized your deceit? Your Majesty! Queen Sonia! Oh no! Queen Sonia!
Too bad Zelda's time power wasn't enough to either bring Sonia back to life or zip the secret stone out of his hand. Also, how? Yeah, that's a fair question of how did Ganondorf just suddenly appear behind her? Because to our knowledge, he didn't have any sort of magical powers or invisibility capability or whatever. And Sony's usually pretty on top of what's going on. So yeah. No explanation of how he pulled that off. He just did.
Queen Sonia! Queen Sonia!
Finally, it is mine!
Sonia!
You were too late, Rauru. You took for granted the godlike power you had in your hands. Do you now see the potential you squandered? As for her, she is merely the first victim of your arrogance. You tried to control me, Rauru, and you will die knowing that you failed.
Ganondorf!
Queen Sonia needs you!
I thought Queen Sonia died right there, but the statement of the Queen needs you makes it sound like she was still alive then. But I don't think we ever see her alive again after that. But I could be wrong. Yeah.
Rise, my servants. Sweep over Hyrule with the power I have granted. Eliminate this kingdom and her allies. Leave no survivors.
Okay, just a quick thing about him having an army. It did show him riding on some strange horse creature that we haven't seen before. So hopefully we don't run into that in the future. We're not like in our real fight with him if he's got a mount and that glaive that shoots out beams. We'd be in bad shape.